About contacts within Salesforce at the Office of Apprenticeship. Contact is someone who's associated with one of your accounts or other records such as opportunities. Contacts are typically employees of the entity, and they're the folks that we interact with. Contact details provide information that you or the rest of the OA team need to communicate with that entity effectively, such as a name, office phone, mobile phone number, job title, email address, and so forth. It's very valuable to enter all the known contacts from an entity into Salesforce, not just the ones that you're interacting with. By associating those contacts' titles and who they report to, a clearer picture of the organization's decision-making structure will emerge. So let's go back to Salesforce and get full screen here. I'm in on the accounts page, as it turns out, in a recent account. So let's just go to that account, and from here we can develop a little bit of a picture. So this is Goodwill Industries International. It's a community-based organization. It's been associated with, we got in touch with them because of the Clinton Global Initiative. They do a lot of retail work. There's a whole lot of information about them. It's a pretty big organization. Their location, address, and as we go down, there's contacts. So as a new contact is brought on, we enter that right here. First, look, check, make sure there's not a duplicate. You can do it either by looking at that account to see if they're already in there, or you can search at the very top and look for their name and see if they're showing up somewhere else. Only want to have one of each. If you've got two, you can merge the contacts here, or you can certainly just send me a note and I'll get them fixed for you. So like as we're seeing here, there's a number of contacts, there's a number of opportunities. As you develop a new contact, click on that, and it's going to put you right into the edit mode. Always put the salutation in if you have it. If you know that it's a Mr., Ms., Doctor, Professor, Senator, whatever. Very important. Oftentimes some names are difficult to understand if it's a male or female. Chris, for example. Put in the first name. The last name is absolutely required. The account name, if you need to change that, you can search it and go to the right one for sure. Put in their title. The phone number that is the main phone number will show up. If they have their own extension, you can add it on here, or you can certainly just change this, wipe it out, and type in a whole new number. But this is their main office number. Mobile phone, email, and reports to. Reports to is very important. This is for us to understand how the reporting structure. So if this person, for instance, reported to Wendy Copeland in there, you start to type her name, boom, or search for it here, and up will come Wendy Copeland, and you just put her in. Just click on it, and it will put her right in there. The mailing address and so forth will drive right off of the main address. If they're located in a separate area, put it in a separate area. The next area down is additional information, fax if that's important. Their home phone if that's important, or another phone. Oftentimes the assistant and the assistant email and the assistant phone is very important. Sometimes there's a gatekeeper. The description area is simply an area where you can add in other information about that person. Sometimes you might find a bio online or something of that nature that could be very useful to know what other associations are dealing with, or something of that nature. Once you save that, and I'll go to Wendy, for instance, here. We talked about her. Now what you will have is more information about them. You might not have all the information, that's okay. Continue to build information as you go. It will associate if there's any activity, if there were emails to her, and there were, if there's opportunities that she's somehow involved in. So, and any kind of a campaign history, if there was a leader communication that was sent out at one time to her. So this will keep a robust information if you were to leave and somebody's to replace you down the road. If you retire, for example, the new person coming in would understand what's happened with this individual in the past and not have to get completely reacquainted from scratch. Now I mentioned as an opportunity, as the opportunity develops, and this has 3 opportunities at this particular organization. So one is a registered apprenticeship program, and we can see that Joe Jenkins is working on it and that they're at the standards development stage. And we can see that Wendy's involved, and she's the executive sponsor, and Joylyn Kirk is actually the decision maker. Now how do we populate this field? We don't have to type in all of that information all over again. Simply click New when you're in the opportunity field, and then you can put one person as a primary, and anyone else you want to list, you just simply give them a role, the role that most closely applies. You can find this in your technical document 3.0 contact. So as you develop all of that, you'll get a good clear picture of who is involved with that opportunity. If we go back, we can see, go back to Goodwill, which I can do by just clicking on Goodwill. If I go to a different opportunity, for instance, the leader, and then go down, you can see Wendy's also an executive sponsor, but there's a different person who's our main contact there, our primary contact for a leader. So that's essentially how you put together one of these, a contact, and how you associate a contact with an opportunity. Again, as you go through those fields, one thing I mentioned earlier but didn't put in, Wendy, for instance, view organization chart. As you put reports to, what winds up happening is all these people at Goodwill, we can actually see their organization, how they're structured. It's very, very valuable for you, for your regional director, and for our administrator if they ever are communicating with that organization. So hopefully this was helpful. Refer to 3.0 contact and 4.0.1 opportunity contact roles for more information. Thanks.